Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and welcome our next speaker on board, Dr. Ahmed Saai. Dr. Ahmed Saai is a professor of instructional technology at the College of Education at Qatar University. He graduated from Michigan State University and got his master's degree in educational systems development in 1986, and 6 years later in 1993, he got his PhD in instructional systems from Pennsylvania State University. He is the key leader in shaping the future of Qatar's education. So let's go ahead and welcome him on board.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I would like to thank the introducer for the introduction. So my topic is together IT and IT and the face of Corona pandemic. Presentation outlines. I would like really to introduce the outlines to all of my audience. We'll start first with introducing both ITs in terms of what each one stands for. Identifying the technology in general and defining the concept. Number three, based on the definition of the nature of technology, IT or I technology and information technology will be identified as an I design. Another outline, the nature of I design and a diagram. We'll put it in a diagram and see how it is designed. How IT and IT work together in facing COVID-19 pandemic. Also, the other one, the Qatar University has an experience. We'll show a little bit of its experience with facing pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, what ITs stand for? We have two ITs in the title of this presentation. I'm sure most of you, if not all, know one of these ITs, but the other one maybe not. What does IT stand for? One of them. One, IT stands for information technology. I think everybody knows that. Most of you, or if not all. The other one is the instructional technology, which is I think not everybody know it, but still they have the abbreviation of IT, both of them. What is technology? So in getting to the definition of instructional technology and information technology, I think it's better to know what technology is. Technology, if you ask anyone in the street, in the road, what is technology? They would say maybe car, plane, train, satellites, TV, computer, and whatever. And no one would say, this is a theory or application of a theory. So I think it is so important to know what technology is. Then we can, based on that, we can identify or define the other terminology, which is share the technology with them. So technology is the practical application of scientific knowledge or scientific theory or theoretical science. So every of these technology as a product, they have some theory behind it. So once we know that, so we don't have any problem defining technology. What is information technology? And when is an instructional technology? First of all, we'll go with the information technology to see what is it. Then compare it to educational technology or instructional technology. But before we go there, before we get to that point, so we have to have some definitions of information technology. Then to get to the point, what we want to get to. Information technology, based on the definition of technology, is the practical also. Practical application of what? Of specific related theories, such as information, communication, memory, information processing, and all related theories or principles. This is the information technology, which is deal with information. Anyhow, so all the theories for information and communication should be applied to get the information technology. Bohr in 1997 has defined the technology as those technologies engaged in the operation, collection, transport, retrieving, storage, access, presentation, and transformation of information in all its forms. So this is one of the definitions. One of the scholars defined it. Information technology, according to also one of them, a term 2003, is the capabilities offered to organizations by computers, software applications, and telecommunication to deliver data, information, and knowledge to individuals and process. So it is communication. The theory of communication is behind also the information technology. So it is wide. It is big field. Also, some other define it as application of information and communication technology tools, including computers, network, software, and hardware required for internet communication or internet connection. Also, in 2013, Chu Wu, defined it or said that the term information technology will cover wide range of information processing. And I would, just, say it, compare it with the human also information processing, the same thing, but this is electronic and the other one is human. And computer application and organization. It will cover systems of information, internet information, and communication related technologies and their infrastructure, including computer, software, and hardware, network, and hardware, which process or transmit information to enhance the effectiveness of individuals and organizations. This is a big one. In conclusion, we can, end up with the information technologies deals with information. That's because it deals with information. There is 4 processes should be involved in this. One is receiving the information, processing the information, and saving or storing the information, then retrieving the information when it is needed. So the information technology would not go, out of these four processes. Now we can to compare the information technology with instructional technology. We have to find out what is instructional technology and as well. The concept of instructional technology also based on the definition of technology itself in general. So an instructional technology can be defined as the practical application also of, and the information technology, the application of something related to information. Here, something related to education. The practical application of instruction or instructional and learning theories. So we deal with theories also here. In any teaching situation and teaching class, or educational science. So educational science is there. All the theories of instruction or learning should be behind any use of technology in education. So instructional technology, which is also somebody call it educational technology, actually based on theories. So the field of instructional technology is actually application of theories. It is an action way. It is a systematic way of designing, preparing, implementing, and evaluating the learning process. In terms of what? In terms of specific objectives. So we have to have an objective first. Then we have to do the systematic way of. So the design, anyhow, we'll get to that point. Instructional design as a design now. So instructional technology and instructional design are the same thing. But instructional technology and information technology are not the same. But instructional design is the same as the educational instructional technology or educational technology, which actually instructional technology is a part of educational technology. So up on an instructional technology definition, which is actually instructional design, this is the core, the core of instructional technology is the design. That is defined as a systematic development of an instructional specification using learning and instructional theories. So they are used, all these theories are used with instructional design, which is instructional technology, as I mentioned just a little while, to ensure the quality of instruction. So for the bottom line, the instruction is ensure the quality of instruction. This is the point. Quality of instruction is the point, the main point. So instructional technology kind of developing the setting of instruction to get the outcome meet. So it is the whole process of analysis of learning needs. Actually, learning needs is the first step. Actually, learning needs we refer to as learner needs. So we, in the end, we meet the needs of the students, of the learner. And goals, learning needs and goals, which is the objectives or the whole objectives, and the development of delivery system to meet those needs. So we have to set up the delivery system to meet the needs of students, needs of learning, needs of instruction at all. So It also includes development of instructional materials. This is the really, so how come we set up the instruction without instructional material? So we have to have it. And activities, and also we have to set up the activities. Try out the evaluation of all instruction and learner activities. All these should be set up before we start the session of any teaching situation. Also, instructional design can also be seen as a technology for the development of learning experience and environment, which give students an opportunity to promote their acquisition of specific skills and knowledge. So design is the most important thing. Let's say any learning case, any learning environment. This learning environment needs to be prepared. But before it is prepared, need to be planned. Before planning, need to be designed. So the design is the main thing, actually, in instructional technology or in educational technology. Instructional design, in another word, can be looked at as a process that consists of some factors such as student need assessment, defining the ultimate goals, objectives of instruction, designing and planning assessment tasks, and designing teaching and learning activities to ensure the quality of instruction. Again, quality of instruction. This is really, the focus. There are some models for an instructional technology. Assure, which is stand for analyze learners, which is learner needs, learner characteristics, learner knowledge, whatever. State the objectives. As we said before, systematic way of designing and preparing and implementing and evaluation learning process in terms of specific objectives. Here, the objective should be stated, should be set up. Select methods, media, and materials. Before you do anything, you do the selecting of the methods, how you're going to teach it, how you're going to deliver it, and the materials also. Utilize technology. What technology should be utilized? What technology should be used? Media. What media? What is the appropriate media should be used? And materials. And what materials should be, used. R for required learner participation. This is, this model, if you just follow it, if you just do it, practice it in class, you will see yourself, doing technology actually. Evaluate and revise the system, the whole system, or the learning process at all, from the beginning to the end. This is another model called ADDIE model, which is analyze learning needs or learner needs or whatever. Design whatever need to be designed. Develop, maybe you develop something new or stuff like this. Implement, then you have to try it out. Then do the evaluation. All these 5 components for this model. The question is, why instructional technology? That because the instructional technology prescribe methods as a part of instructional development. So if we see instructional development is the main thing, so instructional design is the main one. Also, instructional design prescribe procedures for instructional implementation. So still instructional design is the main one, the main thing. Prescribe procedures for instructional management, how these to be managed. Also, instructional design would, help in that. Identifies and remedy weakness as a part of instructional evaluation. Actually, the evaluation would tell us how good we are in this, how good we went to the end of the learning process. In another way, what these parts give the instructional design. Provide cost-effectiveness information for instructional design, which is instructional development. Instructional implementation provides information of constraints and cost-effectiveness for instructional design. Instructional management provides cost-effectiveness information for instructional design. So all these things really, help. Now, this is the systematic way, as we mentioned before. This is the systematic way. See, first of all, we identify the objectives or goals. Then we get some objectives from those goals. Then identify entry behavior. What is entry behavior, actually? What students know about the new topics. So they should be prepared. So we based on what they know, what they have. Analyze learner context or learning characteristics or learning needs or whatever it is there. Then write the performance objectives. So we have the goals, then we have the objectives, then we put them in a performance way, in the action way. Building criteria references. This is really, really important. Criteria references that's based on the objectives. So see that systematic here. All these components have really good relation to each other, based on each other. So this is the systematic way. If they are not related to each other, so where is the systematic way? No systematic way unless there is a relationship between. So you can the criteria references based on the performance objectives, based on that and based on whatever it is. So building criteria reference test, develop an instructional strategy. After that, we develop the instructional strategy. Then develop selected instructional materials. Also, instructional media is there. Design and conduct formative tests. After we do this, we have to carry out the test. Then design their formative test. Here, summative test. Formative test is really important because you show the student where they make a mistake or made a mistake or failed or stuff like this. So then the design, the summative evaluation, which is the evaluate the whole thing. Okay, then we have to go, maybe we have to revise, maybe to have to go to somewhere else if there's any problem with the objective, the setting of the objective, with the building references, with the development strategy, maybe with the media, wasn't the appropriate media used in and so on. There is different view from each field to the other field. Information technology view the instructional technology from some angle. The other way, also instructional technology look at instructional information technology in a different way. So information technology, how they look to instructional technology. See, instructional information technology available everywhere. Every sector has information technology, but not every sectors have instructional technology. So instructional technology have information technology also. So that's why, information technology looking for instructional technology as a part of the whole thing. Whereas instructional technology look at information technology as a tool to be used to deliver the instruction. See the use of these two fields, both of them big fields, but they are not the same. Everybody many people have confused between them. Even the educators have confused between information technology and instructional technology. Having information technology in the school does not mean having instructional technology or instructional design in the school. But having instructional technology in school means have information technology in school, because we, as an instructional designer, as an instructional technologist, use the information technology to deliver the material, to deliver the instruction anyhow. So IT and IT work together to face any problem. COVID-19 is another problem. So they got together and help each other to face this problem, actually. Instructional technology provide the design of an instructional process. This is its nature, actually. Set up the instructional environment. As we said, environment should be set up, should be prepared based on what? Based on objective or based on ultimate goals. Information technology, information instructional tools that would provide. So information technology would provide YouTube as example, will provide pictures, will provide any of those machines to be used in the instruction. Information platforms such as Zoom, Team, WebEx, and whatever it is. What QU, what is Qatar University, had to do to facing the pandemic? Well, actually, university had a lot of things to do. Within 3 weeks, as I believe, within 3 weeks from the day the classes start, the faculty members and staff members of the university had an intensive training programs. They introduced to all these platforms to deliver the instruction to the student from their home to the student location. So they really worked hard. 3 weeks, and then we had all faculty members had enough training for delivering the learning or instruction to the student. This is the end of my thanks. Thank you for following. In the chat. Well, actually, it does have an impact. And some students really has an impact. They really get benefit of the online teaching, and some other just take it as a fun and enjoy the being at home and stuff like this. But it depends on the instruction, how was set up. If there is really good situation of the instruction with the materials, with using whatever to be used for, from technology and stuff like this, I'm sure they would, it has an impact, good impact on the learner. Another question here, will the dependency on IT reduce once the world is in the post? Well, I'm not sure whenever you reduced or not, but I think once online teaching actually has a lot of weaknesses, so need to be developed in a way that we can overcome these weaknesses.
It was a pleasure having you on our platform. Thank you for coming and sharing insights. I'm sure everybody is delighted to have you on board and to listen to your session. Thank you so much once again.